edition of webinar series of MBA Rendezvous. Today we have with us two of the brightest minds of the country who are going to be the future global leaders in the field of management. The students of FORE School of Management, Simran Kaur Madan from the senior team and Anshul from the junior team, are joining us in this webinar on the topic My Transformational Journey at FORE School of Management. So I request you both to introduce us about yourselves, starting from you, Simran.
Okay, thank you. Hi everyone, I am Simran. I am from the senior team and I am pursuing management and my specializations are marketing HR at FORE School of Management. And what actually pursued my interest towards marketing was definitely my graduation that brought forward my interest, and this is the road that I chose to take directly after graduation. So I am a fresher. So
Okay.
Anshul.
Okay. Okay,
Hello
Anshul.
everybody. Hello everybody. I'm a first year student at FORE School of Management. I am a biotechnology graduate, and like Simran, I'm also a fresher. I'm directly coming from my college in biotechnology to MBA, and my specializations here are going to be marketing and IT. And currently, I'm a member of the PR and admissions team at FORE School of Management.
Okay, wonderful. So let me put across the first question. What was that which you adapted during your initial journey of management education? Because I clearly see both of you are very new to this sector. So how did you adapt to this sector?
Okay, so talking about adapting, when I started from coming from Delhi University to an MBA college directly, a B school, it is a direct shift, a shift that you can't imagine you are going to undertake in your very first trisem, something that you are awake all the nights and you are sleeping very less, you're working a lot. That is something that you definitely don't imagine, and you miss back your graduation days. But what we understood during our first trisem, and we being the students who were able to go to college and learn there, so we learned that coping up with whatever was happening around us was something that really brought forward how we could adapt to the management education. So when assignments and quizzes are being thrown at you, it's just that make checklists, make plans and make timelines, and as a result you will be able to follow them and you will be able to go forward with everything. Another thing that you will learn and another thing that will help you in your management education is definitely not everyone is the same. So patience is something
Yeah.
that definitely comes in handy in talking and in interacting with the students. So a person who is 28 years of age and I being a 22-year-old person, communicating with that person, understanding what he has to say, what inputs he has to give, and whether, so as Anshul also mentioned, being a part of the PR and admission cell, and when you're required to interact with other committees, other students, and sometimes your junior team is having students who are greater in age than you. So talking to them, making them understand your points, and sometimes even shouting when the work is not being done. So that is something that we learned. So the age difference, it doesn't really come here, and everything works out itself. So that is something that we learned here.
Okay, that's great. Anshul, what are your stands on this topic?
So being a first year student, for me, my MBA started in the online mode itself.
Yeah.
So adapting to the online mode was in itself a big challenge because we have never met those people before, our faculties, our friends, the management. And for the very first time, we were meeting them virtually. So that was a challenge. But another major challenge that I personally encountered was that since I'm a fresher coming from a biotechnology background, a year ago I was studying about molecular biology and recombinant DNA, and then I straight away moved to studying finance and economics and marketing. So all the subjects were completely new to me.
Yeah.
For that, I got a lot of extra help from my faculties as well as my classmates, and the seniors are also very cooperative. And the faculty members, they were always available on call to discuss the doubts. So I got all that help in the online mode itself. So it has been a smooth transition to quite an extent till now.
Okay, nice then. So, as you know, we are all in the middle of a pandemic going on right now. And I know you guys will be missing your college campus, especially Simran will be missing the college campus. In that case, Anshul, you are really excited to see how the college campus is going to be, what college life is going to give you. So, how do you network with your fellow batchmates in this time?
Okay, so taking this question first, I'll just say that for us, shifting from a place where we used to sit in the cafeteria or the library till 8 or 9 at night, and then coming back home and then sleeping and discussing assignments, everything just took part and everything happened automatically. So discussing with friends, networking, it happened automatically on campus. For us, definitely it was, I think, a much difficult transition, because from all the offline mode communication we directly shifted to online. However, so since we've adapted, it's a part and parcel, we've adapted to it. So when we sit for all these discussions and when we are preparing for competitions, even preparing for interviews, for placements, everything is happening virtually. So Teams, Zoom, Google Meet, we've just adapted to all these platforms, and all of us come together, sit for hours. It's just the same, just the settings are different. So
Yeah.
that's it. We've adapted, but definitely we miss everything about the campus, especially in the last year. This was actually the time when we could enjoy for the very last time, and then we'll be joining corporates. So this is something that we definitely miss.
Okay, Anshul, how do you look forward about, expectations about the college campus you hold?
Of course, I'm desperately waiting for my campus to reopen because obviously MBA is my last chance at experiencing college life for all of us, and it's without physically being in the campus, it's just not the same. But until that happens, we're making complete use of the online platform as well, and we have I would say we have connected and bonded very well with our classmates. We have made friends just like we would have made in the physical mode. uh, so, as Simran already mentioned, the platforms like MS Teams. MS Teams is sort of our new cafeteria now. We have our own late night Teams meetings to work on group projects and competitions and help each other with preparing for the exams. Sometimes, we almost forget that we are talking virtually. It doesn't feel all that different from being physically together when we are tuned in and studying and working on the projects.
Okay, I hope and I wish that this pandemic really gets over really fast. That Anshul get back to college uh, as a fresher. Her college life will begin, and so for Simran, it will be like she'll get back to the cafeteria and the library, all that she mentioned. That's really nice. Okay. So tell us, how do you take forward your learnings from the faculty and then make them executable?
All right. So as Anshul also mentioned, that faculty at FORE is very helpful. You can reach out to them at any time of the day, and this we've actually seen. There were numerous competitions where we need help from faculty and we need their insights, because we are new to the world. Competitions have case studies that are entirely different from, or sometimes different from, what is being taught in the day-to-day classes. So we definitely need their help, and faculty is someone that's always available at FORE. You can reach out to them at any point of the day. Moreover, their learnings from both in class and all the experiences that they have to impart. So many of them are corporates with wide amount of experience, or teachers who've been teaching for such long years. So we get to learn a lot, and that is somewhere, be it our internships, a number of internships that we did during the pandemic, it gave us an opportunity to look forward to 2 or 3 internships, which would have been one in case the pandemic didn't happen. So we did 2 or 3 internships and we applied all the learnings that we got in our class from our faculty. Their experiences helped us as in the management education also, how we cope. Their experiences, their everything that they've shared always helps us go through what the management education is about and coping with what is happening around us. So competitions and internships, as well as the day-to-day exams, everything everywhere, faculty have a lot to give and we have a lot to consume from them. So that is
Okay.
applicable everywhere.
Okay, Anshul?
So Simran pretty much covered the gist of it. Here we are being taught a variety of subjects in class by some really good faculty members, really expert in their fields, and they are bombarding us with plethora of information. We're learning a lot, so we just take the knowledge base we're building here and use the concepts we're learning to create a sort of mind map for executing and solving the problems that we face in our live projects and then internship, and I hope in the future in our corporate lives as well.
Okay, that's really cool. So we all know skills are very important when it comes to employability. So how do you guys scale them?
So talking about the skills, as I already mentioned that during the pandemic, we got this opportunity to look forward to doing more internships and more courses. So apart from what all was being taught at college, we also looked forward to internships and courses. So this is actually a time when we learned that upskilling is the trend. Upskilling never goes out of hand. If you are learning will never go waste. So this is something that we've understood in management. The more you do, the more it will help you ahead in your corporate life. So this is something that we imbibed and we kept on gauging. I felt that the skills that we were learning and the faculty, what faculty was teaching us, we used those skills in these internships. We looked forward to more courses. We learned more from them. And today I can just say, I'll talk about myself. I can say that I am more grown from a person who was there in the first year. I've definitely gotten a lot in terms of skills and knowledge from not only from the courses that we are doing, but also from the internships, life projects, competitions, day to day working together with each other, networking. So a lot of things come by, and these definitely help in corporate life.
Okay, Anshul?
Yes, so I believe that out of the two major skills required for employability, the hard skills and the soft skills, the hard skills are comparatively easier to acquire, and to build on those, we have been given a perfect environment at FORE, be it peer-to-peer learning or classroom learning, and other opportunities being floated to us. So we are definitely building on those. But slightly more challenging are acquiring the soft skills, and that is what my MBA is about for me. And as Simran said, the growth she has experienced in her 2 years of MBA, that's what I'm going through right now, and that's what I'm trying to make the complete use of to scale on my skills for employability.
Okay. So now let's move on to the next question. Tell us, how do you both plan to become professional managers? Because you guys are soon going to enter the domain of management very soon. So how do you guys plan to become a professional in that sector?
Yes, so talking in terms of again the learnings, what we've gotten out of FORE, out of my 2 years, I've learned certain strengths and certain skills that will definitely help me. So, as I talked about patience earlier, I feel that patience will definitely be a key that will help me during my management life. Also, talking in terms of understanding the other person and what the person requires and delivering on the requirements, that is something that we understood basis the projects that were being given to us, what was required, and then coming with the dates and deadlines. So time management, I felt, is another thing that we've got in out of the 2 years. Definitely time management is something that I've brought forward, and this will also help in our professional management journey. And lastly, talking about when you're networking, this was something I felt was not my strong suit, or talking very comfortably, I felt was not my strong suit, which has definitely developed from the very first day of my college to this time. When I'm sitting here talking to you, this is definitely changed, and this will help, because being a person who is going into a sales career, a sales management career, so that will definitely be a key that will be required there. Networking and talking to people, communicating. So this will really help.
Wonderful, Simran. Anshul?
In my past 6 months of MBA till now, what I've realized is that being a professional manager, being a good manager, is not just about the academic learnings that we are going to get in these 2 years, but it's also about developing the attitude to learn and continuing to learn after completing the MBA. So developing the right skill sets, the professionalism, and as Simran rightly mentioned, time management and patience. These are all the things that will be complementing our knowledge that we are getting and help us in the professional world to be a good manager, I believe.
I wish you both that you guys are going to be the best managers that the world has seen. So let's move to the last question. So, what's the cutting edge which you are likely to adapt at FORE School of Management?
So, in terms of the cutting edge, I would just like to mention, as I said, that the faculty here being so helpful and being so motivating has really helped us in understanding that nothing is beyond us. There were, in terms of my competitions, I felt there were competitions that we felt were beyond achievable, but definitely that push from the faculty really helped us in going forward. So the cutting edge that a person can develop here is when you see that the other person is investing so much in you. This is something that you really get out of FORE, is that you wound up as good individuals who are not afraid of taking the challenge, or who are not afraid of taking the next step. And something what I felt about FORE in my 2 years is that FORE has a lot of opportunities to give you. So there are seminars and webinars, events, competitions being organized day in, day out for the students. There are more than 20 committees that are organizing these events, and you have a lot of corporates coming in, and you just have experiences to hear and learn. So there's a lot of learning happening here, and it's just that you have the right attitude, as Anshul also mentioned, and taking that learning, and you'll definitely get the cutting edge. So it's not just one subject, not one course. There are corporates coming in for different subjects, different domains, and you find your domain, you find your space, and just join these webinars, and you'll have a lot to learn. And corporate, going into corporate becomes really easy. So this is one cutting edge that I feel FORE definitely has given us, and this is definitely an opportunity that you get at FORE.
Okay, Anshul.
So Simran very appropriately summarized it all. So just to add a few points of my own to that, I believe that the cutting edge would come from the fact that our experience is not just limited to the education, but it goes beyond that and extends to a holistic development. And see, all the major processes here at FORE are student driven, be it placements or admissions or corporate networking. Since it is all majorly student driven, so we are being taught to learn that sense of responsibility right from the beginning of our MBA itself. So uh, we are getting ample of opportunities to network properly, and everything else Simran mentioned, it's just that's where we get our cutting edge from it for.
Okay, Anshul. So with this, we come to an end with the set of questions we had for both of you. So a big thank you, Simran and Anshul, for making this webinar a really interactive and fruitful one. Indeed, this webinar is going to be an insight for all the future MBA aspirants. Wishing you both good health and success in all the endeavors of your life. Thank you and stay safe.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.